First, we're going to start in the US, and this breaking news. It's being reported that police in Las Vegas have made an arrest in connection with the 1996 deadly shooting of the rapper Tupac Shakur.
Yes, all eyes on he, for it is only God who can judge him now. Welcome to NEWSPASTY with me, Johnny Vedmore. And we're looking at, what's this? Arrest, finally, over the shooting of rap legend Tupac Shakur. I was, like many people who was a teenager in the 90s and into hip-hop, which I started watching MTV Raps probably about 1991 when we first got Sky. I think it was about 1991. I was about 11, I think. And started watching MTV Raps because it was the best thing on Sky TV next to Tutti Frutti, the naughty German show where everybody got their tops off. Only those two things were any good, only those two things. And I tell you what, the legend that is Tupac Shakur, that was always going to be an unsolved mystery until now. And who better to report it than the hip hop alumni themselves at the BBC News? Surely they're going to tell us everything about this case.
He was hit 4 times in a drive-by shooting, and until now, no one has ever been charged in connection with his death. The reported arrest was made 2 months after police searched a home near to the location the killing happened.
It was amazing. Tupac Shakur, what a man. I tell you, when I was about 16, 17, 18, because he got shot when I was 16. And then afterwards, I was working in a shop. It was a bong shop, actually. It was sold bongs, samurai swords, and rock T-shirts and rap T-shirts and buttons and badges and loads of other stuff in there. But of course, Tupac Shakur was everywhere, and people were completely and utterly religious about him and religious about his death. There was loads of theories, and that really, I mean, there was it has always been thought that there was some form of conspiracy to cover it up. But of course, well, the police have made an arrest now, so it must all be solved.
And a property linked to a man who had previously said he witnessed the shooting from a car. Let's go live now to Los Angeles, our North America report.
Wait a minute, he witnessed the shooting from a car? He was in a car, or he was looking at the shooting from a car happening into another car? Oh, I'm confused. Look at this woman. Well, if you want someone who looks like they're into hip-hop, this woman is top of your pile. This is why you love the BBC News. The BBC News bring you, obviously, people, I mean, in this modern day as well, with Black Lives Matter and all the virtue signaling on hyper mode. Can you imagine if they didn't get someone who knew rapping to talk about Tupac Shakur?
What Reagan Morris is there. Hi, Reagan. So just bring us up to date with what we know.
DJ Reagan.
Yes, well, there has been an arrest made in Las Vegas, and it appears to be Dwayne Kiki Dee Davis.
Kiki Dee? Dwayne Kiki Dee? Kiki Dee, as in don't go breaking my heart. I like it breaking your heart. Wow.
He was an associate of Tupac Shakur, and he has said he's been known to investigators for years, and he wrote in a tell-all memoir in 2019.
Wait a minute. He wrote in a tell-all memoir. Did she say a tell-all memoir? I think she said a tell-all memoir.
In 2019.
Oh, I did go back far enough. Let's go back a bit further.
And he wrote in a tell-all memoir.
Yeah, a tell-all. So is that some sort of was that like a Jewish memoir or something? A tell-all memoir or something? I don't know. I've never heard of a tell-all memoir.
In 2019, that he was in the Cadillac from which bullets were fired, gunshot was fired, that ultimately did kill Tupac. Tupac was on the Sunset Strip in a convoy of cars.
Yes, he was.
In a BMW that was driven by Death Row Records founder Suge Knight.
Whoa! Death Row Records founder Suge! Suge! Hey, Suge! Why are you called Suge, Suge Knight? Ha! Suge! Can you imagine if Suge Knight heard that? This Sugar Bear Knight. Are you talking about Suge Knight? Is that what you're talking about? Suge. They've got someone on. This woman is unbelievable with a tell-all memoir. I gotta listen to her again. Look at this hip hop wonder. She is amazing. I can't believe that they got this woman on. I can't believe that they managed to drag her away from the hip hop museum.
that he was in the Cadillac from which bullets were fired, gunshot was fired, that ultimately did kill Tupac. Tupac was on the Sunset Strip in a convoy of cars. He was in a BMW
that
was driven by Death Row Records founder Suge Knight.
Suge!
And another car, a Cadillac, came up and approached the convoy.
She got both. She got both consonants in shook wrong. That's how little she knows. She didn't just get like, she didn't just say shuge, or she didn't say sug. She said no shug sug. Oh, she got everything wrong. Everything.
Somebody in that car opened fire and ultimately led to the death of Tupac. And it's not known who shot those. It's not known if anyone, what he's being arrested for. The police haven't.
He's not sure who shot them. Apparently, like, they've arrested him for shooting Tupac Shakur. So I'm sure they're pretty aware that there's evidence of that if they've actually made an arrest. But she's saying there's not.
Said any details, but they've said they've arrested a suspect. And his home, the home of his wife, actually, in Henderson, Nevada, which is just a suburb of Las Vegas, was raided 2 months ago. They seized a cell phone, they seized hard drives, they seized different records, they seized a copy of his memoir in which he does write
go on.
He was inside that Cadillac.
So he places himself on the scene, and there's probably a load of other evidence by the sounds of it, but they're pushing for it, and they probably got a snitch. After all of this time, someone who's willing to tell the story and be like, I gotta tell the story for Tupac now, after all this time. It's been nearly 30 years or something like that, but don't worry about that. I won't, after 25 years, I definitely want some sort of justice for Tupac Shakur. I make a load of money. It was him. It was Kiki Dee. Don't go breaking my heart.
The deadly shots were fired from.
How many people will be surprised at just the length of
the length of the balls, the sheer cheek of BBC putting on this three-lipped woman. Oh no, she's just got a tongue sticking out. She hasn't got three lips. She's just got, that's how much that face there is when you ask her, how much do you know about hip-hop? And then she makes that face and slowly edges out the door right. She knows nothing. She knows nothing. Oh my God, she knows nothing.
Time between the incident and now?
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be surprised. I mean, Tupac's music has had a lasting legacy.
I bet you she's had to memorize a load of the songs. I mean, really. Oh my God. I don't think that she knows. I think until today, she thought Tupac Shakur may have been a sauce, a really spicy sauce that you put on at Chipotle or somewhere.
And the mystery of his death. I was listening to an interview
I'll have one of those with a Tupac Shakur.
From a few months ago, Tupac's brother, who was saying, though, he wasn't surprised that the police never really took this that seriously, in his opinion. He's saying,
why would they take it this seriously now? BBC News hasn't. They haven't got anybody to actually talk about it who got any type of dog in any type of fight over there. This is really amazing who they've chosen.
And a lot of things like, why was there no footage? You know, Vegas has had cameras around the streets for a long time. There had been a fight earlier in a casino that was documented, but why weren't there any CCTV shots from the streets? It was 27 years ago, but there were still cameras in Vegas. It was an early adopter, and
the police didn't do anything, did they? They just hung around like a bunch of idiots, didn't they? Because that's what police do. They hang around and say, people say, who was it? Oh, it was a guy who talked about shootings and stuff. Oh, and he deserved to die. What color was he? Well, you don't want to know that, or we'll just leave straight away, sir. We should do a little bit of a, what, you mean he was, yes, sir, he was, I think he was Chinese. I don't know. His name's Tupac Shakur. He sounds a bit Chinese to me.
He seemed to think there was some sort of conspiracy, that things were not being investigated properly. So I think many of us will be surprised. I'm not
there
sure
you go. There's the conspiracy. They're talking about conspiracy on the BBC News again, and they're probably going to belittle it because that's what they do automatically.
Family is.
No one conspires in the real world.
Very good. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much for being such an expert on Tupac Shakur. And look, they've done this slowly zooming in shot to Tupac Shakur's photo that he looks like he's gone to high school graduation or something along those lines. What a legend, though, Tupac Shakur was. A very special man indeed. Well, it'd be unfair of me not to give BBC a chance. They obviously brought in that woman who didn't know anything about Tupac Shakur, but then they obviously followed it up with something where they're probably doing a little bit better. They've got this woman. Look at her. She's an interesting look on her, hasn't she? Isn't she? She's got a look on her. And they got some more news on the arrest of Kiki Dee. His name's Kiki Dee. And the death of Tupac and the justice and what's happening. What's happening? Tell us what's happening, please. We need to know, because unfortunately, at the moment, we don't know.
Now, 27 years after the killing of the hit.
27 years! I've been living next door to Tupac.
Pop artist Tupac Shakur. Police in Las Vegas have charged a former gang leader with his murder. 60-year-old Dwayne Davis, who's also known as Kiki Dee, is accused of planning the rapper's shooting.
There's a few Dwayne Davises in Wales, I tell you. Davis is a very common last name here.
Tupac Shakur was hit 4 times in a drive-by shooting at the age of 25. Until now, no one has...
Man, 25 years old. He was at his peak. He was getting there, wasn't he? He was doing so well for himself. I mean, what a clever young man Tupac Shakur was. My God.
...has ever been charged over the death. The arrest was made 2 months after police searched a home near to the location of the killing. At a property linked to a man who had previously said he witnessed the shooting from a car.
Yeah, witnessed the shooting from a car. There you go, said again. There's that picture.
Tupac Shakur is still one of the best-selling and most influential rappers of all time.
He's one of the he is still one of the best-selling and influential rappers of all time. Now, can you be of all time and still... I don't know if you can be that. He's still one of the best selling. You can't be the best at something still of all time. It doesn't. I don't think they thought about it, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Let's not argue over these words, shall we? Let's just watch this hunky man, Tupac Shakur.
He took off after the release of his debut album in 1991. Just 5 years later, he was gunned down. His career cut short.
Oh,
shot
more
on
than
the Las Vegas.
Look at that! His career cut short. They don't even think about his life. You know, that's all he was. He was a career. That's all he was. To the BBC, he was a career.
Strip while waiting at a red light. Hit by bullets fired from a passing Cadillac. He died 6 days later.
Oh,
now,
no.
after 27 years, police have finally arrested a suspect.
27 years, and look at this guy. He doesn't look like he 27 years ago he was on the force. I think 27 years, and there is no conspiracy to hide who did it. It seems like there's something else is going to come out in court, in my opinion. Something else is going to come out in court.
27 years.
Oh wow.
27 years.
Oh my God! They've employed a mega actor, a super mega actor, a super duper mega actor. 27 years. 27 years. 27 years. 27 years. Is he going to do it like that? I hope he does it like that.
For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting.
Has been living next door to Alice. That's a song, by the way.
Waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis.
He looks the officer. The officer in that last bit, he looks like he just arrested him. Like he's out of breath. He's excited. He's like, yeah, pumped. Finally, after 27 years, my whole life has been dedicated to finding the killer of Tupac Shakur. And I am buzzing now. Oh my God, I just dragged him down to the floor. Oh, Kiki Dee himself.
Davis, a.k.a. Kiki Dee.
Kiki Dee, look at him. Oh, Kiki, mate, you broke a load of hearts. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Imagine he goes to prison. Which is likely because that's probably where he is now. And wait, I don't know if there's jail and prison. I don't know if they're different. Anyway, eventually he goes to prison. How many Tupac Shakur fans are going to be in there? He's going to be in so much trouble. How long is he going to last? Aye, aye, aye. Kill an icon. Aye, aye, aye. An icon for all of those prisoners who will say now, only God could judge me now.
For the murder of
Only
Tupac
God could
Shakur.
judge me now.
Kiki Dee was the leader of a gang that was feuding with Tupac's record label, Death Row Records. Police said the whole thing started with this fight at a Las Vegas hotel. Tupac and record executive...
So they have, are they going to pronounce Suge Knight's name right this time? Look, they have some of the evidence that an altercation happened.
Tupac and record executive Suge Knight punched and kicked.
They got it. They didn't say Suge. both getting the sh and the g out of Suge Knight and making it Suge Knight. That like that woman who knew nothing about any of these people. So disrespectful from BBC News. You are disgusting. And what are they doing? What's Suge Knight Tupac doing?
A rival gang member.
Yeah.
Kiki Dee is accused of then hatching the plan to retaliate.
Put your hands up.
Oh, there he is.
Fast forward.
Put your phone down. Put your phone down. You're not going to be phoning anyone now. No, no, no. Oh, what's that? Oh, your ringtone. California. Oh, California. We keep it rocking.
Forward to
Keep it rocking.
July this year, police raided Kiki Dee's home in a Los Angeles suburb. He's the man on the right.
Aye.
The case had been revived in recent years, using his own words about the incident, published in a memoir.
Oh, silly boy.
Tupac's musical legacy was honored at the Hollywood Walk of Fame earlier this year. The questions surrounding his death have also gripped his fans. They may soon get their answers.
He is a dead man. A dead man. A complete dead man. I think he always knew he was a dead man anyway. But now he is a dead man.
Barbara
oh my
Escher,
God.
BBC News, Washington.
Well, for more on this, I spoke to criminal defense lawyer Lucy Robinson, who's based in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, look, now they've got someone who is black on to talk about him instead of the woman. And this may be good, but is she going to know anything about hip-hop? Have they just chosen a black woman who knows nothing? Is she going to make mistakes? Because she's already reading off the screen.
Now the formal criminal charges have been brought. We presume that he's going to plead not guilty, of course. We'll move on.
She's actually a criminal defense attorney. She's not even commenting on
What
that.
did he say in his memoir that appears to have been so incriminating?
You know, his possession of the weapon, him providing it to the shooter. So he detailed his involvement, basically, did this.
So he didn't shoot him. He handed his weapon across to somebody who then shot him. So he admitted being an accessory to murder. That is insane that you would admit being an accessory to murder. But again, this woman, no, she's not a hip hop alumni. No, they got a defense lawyer, a black defense lawyer, who's looking at her notes over there because she doesn't know the actual plot either. They're just pretending that they know what's going on.
Not only in his memoir, but also in documentary and many interviews to media outlets. So these statements, basically acting as his confessions and his involvements, are with the other corroborating evidence that the Las Vegas police have, are enough for this indictment.
What appears to have taken so long for the police to bring charges in this case? Decades.
What took so long? It was a black man and he got shot in a gang rivalry and they loved it. The police love to leave those ones go. Let them all know that if you die in a gangland shooting, the police ain't going to do anything to get you justice. You know, a kicking in the hotel, they gave a kicking to a gang member. Okay, that's one thing. Shooting someone dead is a completely different thing, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, he is the sole surviving suspect that they do have, and I think because, you know, this is something that was happening, gang violence.
He's the only one left.
What's happening. So without someone confessing, someone eyewitness making a statement, they wouldn't have enough evidence to really corroborate to bring these formal charges. With the statements that he's made since 2018, This picked up the investigation over the last 5 years, which was enough for them to convene the grand jury.
I mean, so many years after his death, he's still a name that so many people know.
Wow, she could put me to sleep really quickly. I mean, whew, there's a whole lot of pasty here because she starts speaking like a legal person and I go, yeah, switch off. Really, though, what the problem here is that there was no impetus to solve the case until he had to literally admit it. So the police who are like, we're fighting for justice for Tupac Shakur. Bull, you didn't do anything. You waited until someone basically admitted, well, no, did admit being an accessory to murder.
Still a towering presence in the music industry. What will those charges mean, do you think, to those who love Tupac Shakur?
No, he's beautiful. Look at him. He is beautiful. He was a very beautiful man.
I think this is finally going to be justice, especially in the hip hop community and for his Tupac Shakur's family as well.
Look at that. They keep using the same graffiti, but there's loads of different graffiti work of Tupac Shakur. I seen some in Chile when I was in Chile. There was Tupac Shakur graffitis, icon all over the world. Kiki Dee is a dead man.
Come in a better time for the indictment, with this being the 50th anniversary of hip hop this year. Tupac's influence extends beyond the music. He was not just an artist, but also an activist. And I think we can see his activist role playing a great influence in artists today and other actors.
Oh my God. Don't say, hey, listen, the activism from Tupac Shakur, don't mix it up with the weird activism that you get today. I don't think it's exactly the same thing. Tupac Shakur was very much about respecting black people on the streets and giving them some opportunities. Nowadays, the opportunities can be anything from what Tupac wanted to just getting away with looting. There's a lot that goes by as activism today that just isn't activism.
Activists who are using their platform to address social issues as Tupac did.
Lucy Robinson
talking about stuff. There you go. Tupac Shakur. He was a nice one, wasn't he? He was all right. I didn't mind him. I didn't mind him at all. And I still listen to him to this day. And I really mean that. I still listen to Tupac Shakur because he was a legend.